Alright, so I'm gonna commentate this match between Aztecas and Wicked Tree. They are playing on Soup. Let's see how it goes. Aztecas is playing as James. This means he'll probably be kind of rushing in and holding ground really well. Let's see what Tree has. Yeah, so Tree is Percy. So Tree will probably try to convert a lot and grow a larger army. Percy's really strong with a lot of creatures. And you want to try to keep your army up as Percy. So she has a lot of heals. But yeah, her strength is in numbers. Oh, you're fine. Yeah, so Az starts by just speeding up this Icarus to raid. Tree already has mid. Az is just kind of going full aggression with the Icaruses. Tree sends a couple of strikes back, or 3 strikes, to try to take down that Icarus. That's probably enough. Az is able to take down that middle lith though. I don't think he's gonna be able to interrupt this, but we'll see if he's able to get it with the Flummox, and he's just barely too late. He does get the knockdown on him though. And then Tree decides to guard with the Gremlin, and it goes down right away, but he builds another. So we'll see how long he's able to keep up this middle lith. Az was able to take down one of his back liths though, so Az has a mana advantage right now. And he's working on getting this middle lith up, so... Oh, he's not able to get it. Tree knocks him down with a strike. Yeah, so Tree doesn't have a whole lot of army up right now, so he's kind of struggling. He should probably get out of here and rebuild. There's a lot of like souls spread out that you can convert. So he might just want to like back up and try to like convert those villagers that are near his altar. And like rebuild a bit. And it looks like that's what he's doing. And then Az is just converting these middle 2 trolls. That's kind of standard. It will give Tree a little bit more time, but those souls are super valuable. So we'll see what Tree does with this with this second opportunity. Yeah, so Az is focusing down these gnomes here because if he leaves them alone, they're gonna do a lot of damage. They just do hit scan, so they'll kind of just sit back there and like constantly hammer you. And Az is able to get down. He takes down both the lists for a second, but then Tree's able to get another one up and guard it with a Gremlin. So yeah, Az is starting to lose this fight. Tree might have an opportunity to come back here if he's able to keep Az from getting his souls. But I think Az is gonna go for this back manolith, and if he's able to build this, that's gonna give him like a really strong foothold in by Tree's altar. Oh, but he doesn't get it. The strikes knock him down. So we'll kind of see what he decides to do from here. Tree starts building the lith, but it's probably going to get cancelled by the Serupt. Yeah, it does. Az still has this Flummox back there. It's kind of not doing a whole lot for him at the moment. I think Tree might even be purposefully not attacking it. Because it's kind of like a mistake for him to have that on the field. Yeah, so we'll see what Az does. I think he just loses one soul there. He's probably just going to retreat to mid. He did get those converts, so he's like doing fine on souls and everything, even with losing that one. Tree is going to convert these villagers right next to his base though, and if he gets those, that's going to give him like a pretty decent comeback advantage. And Az doesn't even want him to get this one soul, so he's actually going all the way back here for it. We'll see how it works out for him. It looks like he's going to be able to TP out. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, nice. So he retrieves the soul. And he's gonna try to convert this other troll, because Tree was actually able to cancel one of his conversions, so that troll was left there. Yeah, Tree is continuing the pressure, attacking mid. He still has an advantage because Az doesn't have much of his army up right now. And Az doesn't have much of an answer for those strikes either. He's starting to build Earthlings. That should help out a lot. Yeah, now he's converting that troll, speeding up the sack doctor so it gets back to his base faster. Yeah, Az is kind of saying this match might last a while, and I think I kind of agree. Tree is doing a pretty good job of defending his home manoliths. They're pretty even in skill, so Az is going to have to do some converting in order to break Tree's defenses. Az decides to guard Torok here. I don't know if that's really worth it. He has a lot of mana on the map already. I don't think he really needs to like spend souls on this too much. But maybe he's expecting that it will go down. Yeah, so Tree is kind of just like pushing in super hard here. I don't know if he's going to be able to do much of anything. I think he's probably mostly trying to keep Az from converting the troll that's on this hill. But yeah, this is an opening for Az. He's able to start raiding with the Icarus there. So we'll see how Tree responds. And yeah, so Tree TP's back pretty quickly. This gives Az the opportunity to build this Manolith though, which will give him... This is like a decent hold near Tree's base. So he might... well, he's gonna try to get the convert, but he might be in an okay spot to start desecrating and applying pressure that way. Tree's starting to attack that Manolith. He hasn't done a whole lot to it yet, but this is gonna be the start of the fight. Tree has a lot of gnomes up right now. That's gonna be really effective against the gargoyles. Because the gnomes can basically just one-shot those level 1 flyers. So Az is going to have to be really careful about that. It looks like Tree is mostly retreating though. Az is kind of winning this fight, but he hasn't taken down the gnomes yet. Yeah, and Az loses that manolith there, but he still has really good mana income because he has 4 other manoliths on the map right now. But yeah, but Az is kind of talking about how Tree is starting to come back. He's starting to like wreck his whole army because he was able to get those converts on the village. I think Az needed to apply even more pressure than he did earlier on to keep him from converting those villagers. Az does still have his own village that he can convert though, so we'll see if he does that or if he just continues to spread out throughout the map. Yeah, Tree is just doing a really good job of holding here. Az isn't really able to find any way in. And Tree is slowly building in strength as well. He's getting more and more gnomes. Slowly finding places to get converts and stuff like that. Az is still trying to convert though too. Az really needs to like step back and rebuild his army. Yeah, he's saying that he needs to rebuild and group up and like just he really needs to like pressure down that back lith. Build that and then desecrate. He can probably ignore this lith right here. The one that's guarded. Because one manolith doesn't give great mana. And then Tree has 3 souls guarded to it. But we'll see what Az decides to do. He puts down the spike wall on the gnomes. He gets a couple of good hits on it. He has a lot of trogs that are going for the gnomes as well. We'll see how effective it is. It looks like all the gnomes are still up, unfortunately. But one goes down. They're still doing a lot of damage. They take down the Icarus, some gargoyles. Tree is able to rebuild the manolith actually. So Az is in a really tough situation here. Yeah, I think he just needs to try to get out here with what he can. Those gnomes are kind of just stomping his army right now. Yeah, he's talking about how he's playing too aggressively. And I kind of agree, but, I think he might have needed to play even more aggressively, honestly. Right, so Az is kind of saying that a lot of his problems were just execution. I kind of agree, but also I think he needed to stop Tree from getting like any conversions. Because these gnomes are a really big problem. And James doesn't have a great answer to the gnomes, I kind of feel like. You can kind of erupt them into a swarm of gargoyles, and like they'll do a lot of area damage to him, but it's really difficult to do, and like it's really random, right? Or not like random, but like there's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of shots that can like be ineffective and stuff like that, right? So Az is kind of just trying to stop these conversions here to keep all of his souls. He just needs to regroup here. He did an alright job gathering everything up there. I don't think he lost anything. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what the soul counts are right now, because I feel like Tree has gotten a lot of conversions that we kind of haven't seen super well. So I feel like Az should have more souls than he does. But Az finally comes back and starts to convert the village by his altar. So this should give him... Oh, he left a mana whore by his altar. Oops. So yeah, this village will convert pretty quickly, so that might give Az a little bit of a bonus that he needs to come back. We'll see what he's able to do with it though. Yeah, and Az is thinking that they're gonna meet at the top of this hill. I think I agree with that. It's kind of like one of the last places that there's some neutral souls. We'll see though. We'll see where Tree is. Oh yep, there he is. Oh, I guess there's not any neutral souls. It's just an empty. Yeah, this is an interesting match. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I think Tree has a pretty significant advantage. I'm not sure about these gargoyles going into the gnomes. If he gets the erupt, like I was talking about before, it'll work pretty well. But we'll see if he's able to do that. He does have like 5 trogs, so that should be decent against the gnomes as well. He gets an erupt on the gnomes, starts to move in the gargoyles. He's kind of focusing the gargoyles on the shrikes, which might be fine. We'll see how it goes. It looks like he took out a couple of the gnomes. And he's taken out about half the shrikes, but he's losing most of his army right now. But James, at like about any moment, can rebuild very quickly. Like he has the Taurochs, which have a lot of HP. Yeah. So that's probably a good game.